And this is Mickey Hudson here to talk about the Pfaff Admire Air 5000. It is called the Admire Air because it is air threading, which is fabulous. So this is a 4-thread Serger overlock machine. What that means is we have a 2-thread, a 3-thread, or a 4-thread stitches that we can choose from. Your 2-thread, for instance, is your rolled hem, where you're going to just do little decorative along the edge of a fabric. So if you're doing heirloom, or you want to make napkins, or anything like that to put pin tucks, the rolled edge is fabulous for that. Then you have like the 3-thread, and then there's a whole bunch of stitches that are 3-thread. A flat lock is one, for instance, and what a flat lock is if you have a heavy fabric like fleece and you don't want that big seam, what the flat lock will do is when you pull it open, it'll lay flat instead of raised. So the flat lock is great, and it's also fabulous for decorative stitching. It's amazing what you can do with the flat lock. And then the 4-thread is overlock, and you can use that for construction of clothing. I piece quilts with it. There's just so many things that you can do with the overlock. You can edge your fabric with it, etc. But one of the things that's so great about the Pfaff Admire Air 5000 is how easy it is to thread. And we'll go ahead and open this up. And if you take a look here, this is the threading mechanism. And it is, you're not going to see all of the gizmos the way you do in some of the non-air threading. This is going to thread it for you. So what we have to do is we have to tell it we want to thread. So I'm just going to flip it over from serging. There's a little icon of serging and an icon of thread going in. So we'll flip it over to the thread. We're going to flip our switch here to point to whichever side we are going to be threading. I'm going to be threading this side. And for those of you that may have a serger and are looking to update, and especially if you have an older serger, you know that you have to thread in order. And the first thing that you have to thread is that upper looper. With this serger, with the Admire Air 5000, you can thread in any order you want. This looper right here is the upper looper, and it's the last one I'm threading because I can do whatever I want with these. I can thread in any order I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull my thread and get it into the pre-tension and thread it right down into the tension there. And I want to get into that hook. And there's a little hole right here. And we're going to just run the tip of this right into that little hole. And this is the pump. So the air pump, we're just going to give it a pump. And if you watch here, you're going to see it shoot out right over there. And there it is. So it is pretty amazing. We're going to have to get that in slow motion because it's so exciting to see when that happens. So once we're done, we'll tell it we're ready to go back to serging, and I can just go ahead and tuck my thread back to the back. Now, one of the things that a serger is designed for is efficiency. So once you get everything threaded and you're all set, you can just go ahead and lower the presser foot, and you don't have to raise and lower your presser foot the same way you do with sewing. All you have to do is just lift up the front, put your fabric in, and you're good to go. So all of these little dials here will be setting your cutting width, your stitch finger, whether or not your cutting blade is up or down. And there also is, what is really nice, is a needle threader. So because this is a 4-thread, there's only 2 needles. So they're able to switch between the right needle and the left needle. So the left needle and I can thread the left needle, or I flip over to the right needle and I can thread the right needle. So that is a nice little benefit on this particular serger, the Admire Air 5000. It's an absolutely gorgeous machine. It is very smooth and quiet and sturdy and very, very easy to thread.